Hi students, we have to discuss one of the important topic in economics, that is elasticity of demand. And we know that one of the crucial factor influencing the demand for a commodity is price of the commodity. And we know the price has negative impact on quantity demanded. It means at high prices, less will be demanded, and at lower prices, more will be demanded. But we have to very much clear about how the rate of change in price of a commodity influencing the rate of change in quantity demanded. So we are discussing the topic of elasticity of demand. One of the crucial decision making topic in connection with the pricing of a commodity, that is elasticity of demand. What is the meaning of the term elasticity of demand? Elasticity of demand is a degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a commodity due to changes in the price of the commodity. In other words, we can say that what is the percentage change in demand of a commodity due to percentage change in price of the commodity. It means different commodities are responding differently due to changes in the price. And we know that in the example of salt, it is one of the necessary item. Whatever the price, we have to purchase it. The consumers will demand it. It means that there will not be any change in the quantity demanded of the commodity salt if there is any change in the price of the commodity. So different commodities are reflecting, changing differently due to the changes in the price of the commodity. Because of that, the term elastic demand is crucial for pricing decisions of a producer. So let me explain the meaning of the term elastic demand again. Degree of responsiveness of quantity demand of commodity due to change in its price is termed as price elasticity of demand. It is the rate at which the demand for a commodity changes in response to a change in its price. So we have to classify types of elastic demand in the four subheading. There is price elastic demand, income elastic demand, cross elasticity demand, advertisement elastic demand. So in our session today, we are mainly concentrating on the first topic, that is price elastic demand. It means quantity demanded and it's a change due to change in the price of the commodity. So mathematically we have to explain in this way. Price elastic demand is equals to proportionate or percentage change in quantity demanded. QD can be quantity demanded, delta can be read as change. So we have to say proportionate or a percentage change in quantity demanded by proportionate or percentage change in price. In a symbolically, we have to write it as delta QD by QD divided by delta P by P. Delta QD by QD means percentage change in quantity demanded. Delta P by P can be termed as percentage change in price of the commodity. Then reciprocal multiplication we are applying. Thereby we have to write the equation as delta QD by QD into P by delta P. So by applying this equation, delta QD by QD into P by delta P, so we have to get 5 degrees of price elasticity demand. There are 5 degrees, so 5 types of price elastic demand, starting with the perfectly elastic demand. So in this case, EP can be named as price elastic demand. It is equals to infinity. This situation occurs when there is infinite change in the quantity demanded of a commodity due to changes in price. Perfectly elastic demand diagram is horizontal to the x-axis. When we explain this concept in a diagrammatic way, the diagram will look like this. In the x-axis, in the x-axis we are marking quantity demanded. In the y-axis there is price, and this horizontal line represented as a perfectly elastic demand. It is a horizontal line. It means at price OP1, quantity OQ1, without any change in price or with slight change in the price, quantity demanded changing infinitely from OQ1 to OQ2. It looks like a horizontal line. So perfectly elastic demand diagram is a horizontal line. In this case, price elastic demand is equals to infinity. And we are moving to the second degree of price elasticity of demand, that is perfectly inelastic demand. In this case, quantitatively, price elastic demand is equal to 0. I mentioned the example of highly necessary item salt or a life-saving medicine. We know that if a percentage in quantity demanded is a 0, a demand is a perfectly inelastic demand. It means when price of a commodity increases or decreases, there will not be any change in the quantity demanded of the commodity. So in the case of salt, in the case of life-saving medicines, we have to say that whatever the change in the price of the commodity, quantity demanded will not respond at all. In the case of a perfectly inelastic demand diagram is a vertical. It look like this. In the x-axis, we know quantity demanded marked. In the y-axis, we mark the price of the commodity. Demand diagram is a vertical line. It means that quantity demanded is constant at OQ1, whether the price OP1 or OP2, whatever the price, there is no change in the degree of responsiveness to quantity demanded is 0. This is a second degree of price elasticity of demand. And we are moving to next case, that is unit elastic demand. So in this case, EP is equals to 1. It means quantity demanded percentage change equalizes with the percentage change in the price of the commodity. So we know that if a percentage change in quantity demanded is equal with the percentage change in price of the commodity, demand can be termed as a unit elastic demand. It means delta percentage change in delta Q equalizes with the percentage in price of the commodity. So unit elastic demand diagram is a rectangular hyperbola, and we have to see the diagram like this. Is the x-axis quantity demanded, y-axis price of the commodity. When price was 8, quantity demanded was 100, price increased to 20, percentage change in price, then quantity demand decreases to 40, and we have to say that percentage change in quantity equalizes with the percentage change in the price of the commodity, thereby demand diagram look like a rectangular hyperbola. The rectangular areas decided by the decided in the diagram, it is by percentage in quantity. This is the rectangular area, percentage quantity. This is rectangular area of the percentage in price. Area of both the rectangular parts are equal, thereby the diagram looks like a rectangular hyperbola. And we are moving to the third case, that is relatively elastic demand. When percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than percentage change in price of the commodity, we have to say that demand is relatively elastic. In this case, EP is greater than 1. So if a percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than a percentage change in price of the commodity, demand is relatively elastic. And the diagram is like a flatter one. We have to see that this part is the percentage change in quantity, and this is the percentage in price. From the diagram itself, we can see that percentage change in quantity is greater than percentage in price of the commodity. Therefore, the demand diagram is a flatter. Okay, we are moving to the fifth degree, that is relatively inelastic demand. The percentage change in quantity demanded of a commodity is less than percentage change in the price of the commodity. Demand will be perfectly relatively inelastic, and EP is less than 1. If a percentage change in quantity demanded is less than percentage change in price of the commodity, demand is relatively elastic. Graphically, we have to see steepy demand diagram. So in the demand diagram, x-axis marked with quantity demanded, y-axis with the price of the commodity, and initially the price was 4, quantity demanded was 20, price increased to 8, quantity demanded decreased to 15, and this gap is percentage change in quantity demanded, this gap is percentage change in price of the commodity. From the diagram we have to say that percentage change in quantity demanded is less than that of percentage change in price, thereby demand diagram a steepy one. So in this session we discussed one of the important pricing decision tool of a producer, that is elasticity of demand. And we know that percentage change in price of the commodity and its influence on percentage in quantity demand of the commodity. Different commodities are responding differently due to the changes in the prices of the commodity. And in price elastic demand, we talked about 5 degrees of price elastic demand, like perfectly elastic demand, perfectly inelastic demand, unit elastic demand, relatively elastic demand, and relatively inelastic demand. And this tool is very crucial for a decision maker in deciding the price of the commodity. The commodity demand is elastic, increase in price will negative impact on the income of the producer. If the commodity demand is inelastic, the pricing decision has a or an increase in the price has positive impact in producer's case. So this topic very crucial for decision making in a producer's angle of view, very crucial for evaluating nature of the demand of the commodity. Thank you.